Hello everyone, my name is Rosie Tlanem. Today I would like to encourage with working by faith. Let's read the Bible. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. For we live by faith, not by sight. For we live by faith, not by sight. The second one is Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. These two Bible verses we used to teach them our children. Today, some of us carry painful memories of our past. What we did wrong long ago remains in our minds for many years, becoming pressure in our lives, stumbling block that keep us from moving forward. God wants us to look at our present with faith. He does not want anything, especially our past, yes, to be stumbling block in our lives. Today, I would like to share, encourage with Rahab, a woman in the Bible whose story reminds us of the powerful truth. God does not define us by our past. He defines us by our faith. Her name is Rahab. She was a Canaanite woman living in Jericho, a city marked for destruction. She was an outsider, a woman with sinful reputation, and someone most people would overlook. God saw her faith, and He changed her future. Rahab lived in Jericho, a fortified city known for its strength and opposition to God's people. She was a Canaanite, outside the covenant of Israel and known as prostitute by all human standards. Rahab was unqualified for God's favor. Yes, she disqualified. When the Israelite spies entered Jericho, Rahab hid them and protected them their life. Why did she do this? Rahab did this because she believed in God, trusted His power, repented from her old life, and placed her faith in the Lord, risking everything for Him. Amen. This is remarkable. Rahab did not grow up knowing the God of Israel. She learned about Him through His mighty works, how he parted the Red Sea and defeated kings. Faith was born in her heart through testimony, not through position or privilege. She told the spies, "For the Lord your God, He is God in heaven above and earth beneath." And she heard how God parted the Red Sea, how God defeated other kings. She believed God has already given the land to Israel. Her action was an act of faith, not just fear. And she trusted God more than her own people. Wonderful. Rahab hid the spies, risking her life. This was not fear, it was faith. The New Testament confirms. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 31. She is remembered for faith. James chapter 2, verse 25. Her faith was proven by action. True faith is not passive, it's acts. Helping the spies was very dangerous for her. She could have been executed for treason. Jericho was her home. But she chose God over her city because she knew Jericho would fall. And also she asked for mercy for her family. Please swear to me by the Lord that you will save active my father, mother, brothers, sister, and all who belongs to them. Faith trusts God with life, family, and future. Because of her faith, Rahab and her family survived. She became part of Israel. She later became an ancestor of King David and Jesus, according to Matthew chapter 1, verse 5. And also God's blessing and redemption. When Jericho fell, Rahab and her family were spared. The scarlet cord she tied in her window became a sign of deliverance, just as blood marked the doors during Passover. God took a rejected woman and placed her in the story of redemption. Imagine that scarlet cord hanging from Rahab's window. To the city, it looked weak and insignificant, sorry. But to God, it marked faith, obedience, and hope. That cord reminds us today that salvation often begins with the simple act of trust, not with perfection. Rahab's story speaks powerfully to women today. Like Rahab, some women feel disqualified by their past. Some live on the margin, unseen or unheard. Some are carry shame that others have placed on them. Perhaps teaches us your background does not cancel your calling. Faith can begin whatever we are. God honors courage and obedience even when they require risk. God can rewrite our broken story. Amen. Our past does not define our future. Rahab's background did not disqualify her. God looked at her faith, not her past. Faith begins with believing who God is. Rahab believed that the Lord is the true God even before she saw him work personally. True faith leads to action. She did not only believe, she added. Faith that saves is faith that obeys. God honored courage and trust. Rahab risked her life to do what was right, and God protected her and her family. God can rewrite our broken stories. Let me repeat. She can rewrite our broken stories. Rahab was not only saved, she became part of God's redemption plan and family line of Jesus, according to Matthew chapter 1, verse 5. Nothing from the past should be a stumbling block. Rahab teaches us to move forward in faith and live in the present, trusting God with our future. Yes. Rahab reminds us that God sees our faith, resilience, and quiet courage. He is able to rewrite story marked by loss into testimonies of grace. Rahab was not saved because of her status, but because of her faith. She believed in God, acted on that belief, and trusted Him with her future. Amen. Today, God still looks for faith, not perfection. He sees women not by their labels, but their hearts. Amen. Like Rahab, may we trust God enough to act and to believe that He can turn our past into a promise. He can turn our past into a promise. God bless you all. Amen.